your wait time to a minimum. We ask that you please keep your group.
Can beat up
To ensure a safe and pleasant trip, you should be in good health. Before you begin your trip,
All right, big guy.
By a show of hands, is this anyone's first time? Anybody? That's crazy. This is my first time too. We all must have blinked at the same time because it's been 2 weeks. Welcome to Africa. This is the little Aturi forest. Animals who like to live in this type of ecosystem are usually pretty good at camouflage. So if you ever see something I don't see, not just in here but anywhere throughout our journey, give me a holler. It's okay to talk to me.
Look at the animals, buddy.
Off to the left side there on the left,
Yeah,
on
but
the
I can't see them on the map.
your question was, how do we know what you see? The answer is, if I haven't talked about it, then give me a holler. Off to the left side there, there's both of those forest antelope. The orange one is called the bongo and the tan one is called the greater kudu. They both use those beautiful markings on their bodies to help hide from predators. And the kudu there, we can actually tell they are ladies because they don't have any horns on their head. The males do get horns, but they are gigantic and look like giant corkscrews. Off to the right side there, that is the okapi. For the longest time, they were called the African unicorn because natives here in Africa rarely ever saw them. It wasn't until Western science came along in the early 1900s to start learning more about them. What they did find out is, though they look like a zebra, they're actually a relative of the giraffe. And as of today, they are on the endangered species list, making them the last living relative of the giraffe. One of the best ways to help protect this type of ecosystem that they live in is to reduce the amount of paper goods we use. Actually, a really good alternative to most paper goods is bamboo. Bamboo is becoming way more sustainable. Over there on the left side, that is the black rhino, and we're able to tell that by the shape of their mouth, their lip. Their lip is pointed versus a white rhino has a more flat lip. They too are on the endangered species list. They're actually critically endangered. Between 1960 and 90, their population fell by 98%. As of today, it's not nearly that low thanks to sanctuaries like this one, or reserves and sanctuaries and zoos throughout the earth. Alright, let's head out of the forest and into the river. This is a water ride now. Just kidding, no it's not. Could be though, the weather could change. Alright, welcome to the Safi River. It's important to keep our waterways clean and clear. As I'm sure many of you know, every living thing on the planet needs water to survive. There's also some Nile hippopotamus down there. But it's really important for species of pelicans, such as the pink-backed pelicans. One of the only ways they're able to feed is with that flabby space under their beak called a gullard. They'll fill it up with as much water and fish as they can. They'll push out the rest of the water and swallow whatever is left over. So if there's a piece of plastic down there, they can't do anything about it. The best way to help with that is to reduce the amount of single-use plastic we use. Personally, in my household, we have reusable shopping bags that I forget at home often. Off to the left there are some more Nile hippopotamus. They will spend the majority of their time in the water. When they want to come out, it's usually at night. It's actually said they're able to consume 80 pounds of grass a night, which is just bananas. When a whole bunch of them are gathered together like that, that is referred to as a bloat. I too am referred to as a bloat from time to time, especially on pizza night. This road wants us to tip in there and have a pool party, but we don't want to do that because they are extremely territorial animals. So let's get out of here before we fall in there. Alright, let's see. Oh dear, look at that bridge. That bridge has seen better days. 4 tons. I don't know about that. But we're all going to find out together. Oh yeah, something's broken. We broke something. Oh dear, we gotta get off this bridge. Oh, hold on. Alright, let's head out of the river and off to the savannah, which is home to some of Africa's most famous animals. If this truck will make it there. Come on now, get up the hill. Oh dear. Oh, come on, I don't want to be stuck in Africa. I have a cat at home who needs me. Oh, there it is. Phew. Alright, let's see. That unusual looking tree there without any leaves on it, it's called a baobab tree. It will actually remain leafless like that for about 9 months out of the year. It's also called the upside down tree. This one's a little on the smaller side compared to some that I have seen in my time, but the larger ones are able to store tens of thousands of gallons of water inside of themselves. They turn out to be really important to the landscape here in Africa. As I'm sure many of you know, Africa does experience periods of extreme drought that can last for months on end. Well, that tree turns out to be really important because animals rely on it as their source of water during those droughts. So much so, it's actually been nicknamed the Tree of Life. Has anybody ever seen a baobab tree in full bloom before? Anybody? Well, actually, you all have. The baobab tree at Disney's Animal Kingdom, the Tree of Life, is a baobab tree. Alright, welcome to Jurassic Park. Thank you, thank you. I didn't write that joke, I stole it. These are the Maasai giraffe. They are the tallest animal on the planet, reaching heights of 18 feet tall. When a whole bunch of them are together, that is referred to... Oh, there's a baby one over there. They are referred to as a tower just because of the sheer size of them. So you know how we all have unique fingerprints? Well, the same thing could be said of the spots of a giraffe. There are no two giraffes with the exact same markings on their bodies. The same thing can actually be said about zebra. Hopefully we'll be able to see some today, you never know. Such as the nature of a safari. You never know what you will or will not see. On the left side though, laying down on the ground, those are the African painted dog. Though they do have the word dog in their name, they're actually not a part of the canine family at all. The word canine is reserved for domesticated dogs. Versus canid is dog-like mammals. They actually only have 4 toes instead of 5. And do yourself a favor and Google what they look like as puppies. They are absolutely adorable. Oh, we did end up finding some zebra. This particular species of zebra is called the Hartman's Mountain zebra. They've actually been scientifically proven to answer that age-old question. They are in fact black with white stripes, and we're able to tell that by the color of their nose. And our other friends back there, those are the sable antelope. We can actually tell those sable they are ladies because of how light their coats are. The male's coats are nearly jet black. They're special to us. They are the emblem of our reserve here. These clay towers you see protruding out of the earth are actually termite mounds, and this particular species of termite, whose name escapes me at the moment, don't tell on me, their saliva is actually able to turn that clay into stone. Can you imagine if other termites were able to turn a whole wooden house back into a tree? We'd be sitting on a gold mine. Oh, here's that baby giraffe we saw. A lot of people think that they have horns on top of their head, but they're actually not. They're cartilage that has been hardened over time and with age. They're called ossicones. Something I find fascinating about the savannah out here is that human beings truly don't come out here to maintain anything. The animals will take care of it all themselves. They'll cut the grass and they'll trim the trees. Even if they decide they don't want a tree anymore, well, they're going to go ahead and take that tree out of the ground, which is especially true for an African elephant. They are strong enough to take a tree out of the ground. Alright, let's see. Yes, the question was, do the giraffes ever come up to the trucks? Yes, a few weeks ago I had to stop because someone wanted to itch their head on my mirror. And I know what you're thinking, that could have been us. Oh, up on that hill there, they're hard to see, but they're laying down on the ground in the opening there. Those are the, what is that? Those are the springbok, and though they are so small, they're actually able to run 55 miles an hour. They can also jump 6 feet into the air and leap 13 feet into the distance. I used to be able to do that. Now I drive for a living. Alright, let's head around the corner and see what other friends are waiting for us.
They're so cute.
I do see some more baobab tree out there, just an example of how large they can get. Alright, do we see anything that I have missed? No, alright, let's get out of here and head off to elephant country, shall we? Alright, oh, and here we have it. Just as soon as we get between this rock and this tree. I keep telling them to take the tree out because it fell down a long time ago, but nobody listens to me. This is the largest or heaviest animal, land animal on the planet. They are able to weigh 15,000 pounds. Well, let me clarify, the males are, versus the ladies are about 8,000 pounds. And believe it or not, that is heavier than this truck with all of us on it by more than 3,000 pounds. They are beautiful animals, and if you take a look at their back, you can tell that they just applied their sunscreen. They'll actually throw just about anything on their backs to help protect their skin from the sun. Alright, let's head around the corner and get a better view. The road is closed. That's crazy. What happened? Oh, the road is gone. Oh, there's another elephant back there. The ninth wonder of the earth. The back end of an elephant sticking out from those bushes. They do use those beautiful ivory tusks that they have for a variety of things, such as self-defense, but also because of the droughts. They need them to survive, to dig for water. They'll also go after the bay. Oh, good, another bridge. Oh, everybody hold your breath. It might make us lighter. Oh dear. Anyway, they need them to survive out in the wild, those tusks. And unfortunately, still in 2026, and I can't even believe it's still happening, they are poached for those ivory tusks, which is just awful. Because once the tusk is taken off of an elephant, it does not grow back. As a matter of fact, a lot of elephants are on reserves like this one and sanctuaries and zoos throughout the earth for a reason. They need to be here to make sure they live long and healthy lives. One of the best ways to fight against ivory poaching is to not buy ivory and devalue the ivory. And if you know anyone who buys ivory, put them in jail. I'm just kidding. Educate them with what you learned here today. They also use those ivory tusks to carve out all that red clay we just went through. You may ask yourself why. Well, they like to eat it. Red clay is naturally filled with a ton of vitamins and minerals. So you can think of it as a daily multivitamin, if you will. I do see some more elephant out there, so let's go over there and say hello. They'll then use those trunks, or their noses, if you will, to pick up that clay to consume it. I also find their trunks fascinating because they have nearly 40,000 muscles inside of their trunks. It's actually said they're able to lift a little over 3% of their total body weight with those trunks. And I'll let you do the math on that. 3% of 15,000 pounds is quite strong, yet delicate enough to pick up a blade of grass if they really wanted to. They do flap those ears as a way to help regulate their body temperature. Their ears actually have a ton of blood vessels inside of their ears to help remove that heat. There on the right side, there's a closer look of the springbok I was talking about. Anyway, let's head into the water, because that's logical. Oh, there's a baby elephant. Oh, whew, at least the water wasn't deep. For the record, I would never have done that in my own car, neither should you. Don't drive into water like that. They are beautiful animals. I would imagine this is mom. Usually don't go too far. Alright, moving on, we do have the greater flamingo, not to be confused with the lesser flamingo. That's actually a different species. These, however, they are greater because they are the largest of flamingo. If you see one down there that is abnormally white, it's because they are very young. They are not born with that color. They do, however, get that color from what they eat, and they do eat shrimp. It's just not the same shrimp that you or I eat. It's more microscopic, called krill. They also like to eat algae. Alright, let's squeeze through these rocks and head to the other side of the reserve and see what other friends we can find. Alright, let's see, what do I see? I see nothing. Where did everyone go? That mud pit you see there is quite important to a lot of animals here in Africa. It's called a mud wallow, especially those that are have leathery type skin. That's their version of sunscreen, as well as a way to help keep cool on hotter days. And I'm going to take a guess, based on the trees in the area, especially those really light green ones back there, how the bark is missing off of them, that we are in rhino territory. Rhinos use trees to help maintain for the health of their horns, which there they are. There's one of them. Does anyone remember how we can tell the difference between a white and a black rhino? Their lips, that's right. As you can see, this one's flat. They do like to graze on grass like a horse. Something else they like to do like a horse is actually gallop. And if you're not familiar with that, while a horse is running, every single foot will leave the earth at the exact same time. Well, rhinos do the same thing, but at 30 miles an hour. That is crazy. They're like a tiny little tank. They're also the second heaviest animal on the planet. I believe the largest one recorded was about 5,000 pounds. If my multitasking served me properly, I do believe we are waiting because there are some rhino in the path, which is okay, because after all, this is their home and we are just visiting. Back to Africa. Let's see, what else we got? What else we got? Oh, I do see some bones on that hill up there. There's probably a predator nearby. So definitely keep your eyes peeled. Nope, and I see one coming toward us. That is the cheetah, just ahead of the truck there. That is the fastest animal on the planet, with an average speed of 60 miles an hour. I say that, however, I just saw a video the other day. Someone clocked a cheetah in the wild doing 74 miles an hour, which is crazy. I would never make it. I don't even work out. I drive for a living. Alright, let's see. There's another cheetah there. Oh, and there's some more cheetah doing what cats do. I do love them. They are beautiful animals. Alright, let's head around the corner. And, oh, this rock formation is not Pride Rock, but it did inspire Pride Rock. It's called a kopi. The natives here in Africa tend to stay away from them because they are usually home to a pride of lions, which this one is. There's a lioness sticking her head up all the way off to the right there. We're able to tell this is a lady because they don't have an abnormal amount of hair around their head. That is reserved for the king of the jungle. That's called a mane. When a male lion does reach full maturity, their roar can be heard up to 5 miles away, which I can't even imagine what that would sound like right next to this truck. Oh, there he is. And here we do have the fastest two-legged animal on the planet, the ostrich. Average speed of 45 miles an hour. We're going to get pretty close. Don't stick your hands out. They will peck you. Giving us the side eye. And our rhino friends out there, we can actually tell that they just applied their sunscreen because of how red they are, all that clay that they have. When it comes time to hunt the lioness, they will go out to provide for the pride, while the male will stay behind, or the alpha will stay behind to protect the young, the sick, and the elderly. They do sleep about 18 hours a day, which is what they're doing. Moving on, I do see some freshly turned clay. Someone is making a new burrow. Common animals off the top of my head that like to burrow here in Africa are warthog and prairie dog. I almost said groundhog, but that's not right. Oh, I'm going to pull up. We're all going to look out to the left and behind us. There are warthog laying on the ground way back there. I can actually tell these are ladies because they don't have as many or more prominent warts on their faces. Males do get warts, but they are a lot and quite large. The ostrich here is also a flightless bird, like a penguin, but I don't know about you, but if I saw a bird that large flying through the sky, I'd limit my time outside. That is too big. Anyway, since we're in the area, let's go see what the warden is up to, but more importantly, the warden's goats. I do like his goats. Oh, before that though, there is a nest of ostrich eggs down there on the ground on the right side. When they lay those eggs, they can weigh nearly 3 pounds, which is roughly about 2 dozen chicken eggs or so. Anyway, it is goat time. Let's go see how their morning is going. I can already see them. They are funny little things because they like to be on top of everything. And if it wasn't for the warden's fence down there, they'd be on top of this truck just like they're on top of that house. These are the Nigerian dwarf goats. They are a common farm animal here in Africa. They do produce milk and cheese. You'll have to forgive me, I can't remember the name of the company, but you can buy lotion and body soap made from their milk, and the proceeds will go to animal conservation. So a fun little way to help animals in need and get a little treat in return. The lotion actually smells really good. Highly recommend the lotion. Why is all of these goats have their backs to us? It's hilarious. They do have those little pot bellies because they have a stomach similar to a cow's. There are 4 chambers inside of their stomachs. Everybody say bye, goats. That's the first time I've told that joke and I was actually able to make that sound. Well, you gotta love time travel because it's been another 2 weeks. Welcome back to Disney's Animal Kingdom. We do care deeply about the animals on this earth, especially those that are endangered, which is why we set up the Disney Wildlife Conservation Fund. Ours is super easy to donate to if you feel like helping an animal in need. You just gotta visit one of our retail locations while you're here at the park, or you can go online. We'll actually match your donation up to $1 million, which means we're going to send out $2 million. And because we're Disney, we're going to take it a step further and cover all of the administrative fees and hidden fees that a lot of people don't know about to make sure 100% of that donation gets out to the animals and organizations that need help the most. We are heavily accredited and respected by the Aquarium and Zoo Association because of our work we do with endangered animals. As a matter of fact, out of the entire reserve you saw today, we actually have another one way off in the back that is filled with nothing but extremely endangered animals. Well, we care about them so much that no one is allowed to go back there, which is unfortunate, but that's okay because it's for a good cause. The AZA also partnered with us to help with the most endangered species of tiger on the planet, which is the Sumatran tiger. It's said that there's only about 400 to 700 left. And here at Animal Kingdom, we've been successfully getting their numbers back up for a few years now. Our newest one is about 1.5 years old, not really a cub anymore, but still likes to play with his giant ball that they gave him. So definitely go over to the Maharaja Jungle Trek and say hello for me since I am on this truck. And if there are any wilderness explorers on board, you're on board the Simba 1. That is your code word to get your badge from someone with one of those orange satchels. Folks, did you have a good time with me? I had a great time too. We don't like to say goodbye, so I won't, but instead I'll say Kwaherini, which means go well. So folks, Kwaherini, go well, go well.
His feet are in the air. Over here, Peyton. Ho ho ho.
There's one right there eating. Peggy, can you see it?
Over here, babe.
when a baby copy is born, the mom hides it from
Honey copy.
Okapi, okapi. Tequila, okapi.
see it. She's scared someone would want to eat it in the line, maybe a line. So she like finds a place to hide it. And the aquarium. And aquarium. Right there. Yeah.
Mole rat. Grant, look at the mole rat.
Oh, there he is.
Grant. Look. Peyton. Look at that one. Oh, he's moving the dirt. Oh, there's a turtle in there. Pancake turtle. You see it, Peyton, between the rocks? Sorry. Look at this. Peyton. Look at how big this frog is.
Big, right? Hold on, buddy, wait.
Wow.
You think it's time for the gorilla? Let's go then. You guys want one?
Hey, let me see this one.
It's got something in its mouth.
Hi everyone. That's a lot of fish. Grant, what do we find over here?
Wait, Daddy, can I have that microphone thing?
For what?
To talk. Daddy, I see the yellow bird on.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the yellow bird.
Look at this big bird right here, Grant.
Crocodile. What is this?
And look at those fishes just oh look at this fish. Wow. Why do you see it like that? A wall of what? Hey, you didn't like see. Hey, we already did the ride. The ride was the safari.
Tracking is tracking animals. It's following activity and tracking things. Different things that move. Things like
There is that one day we called and she answered. That was the happiest time you've ever seen. 29-year-old on the ride, 16-year-old. You'll see the 29-year-old. That right over the hill part, and you see the 29-year-old.
oh look, he's got a big tree stalk he's eating. You see him? Maybe it's a toothpick.
That's right. Queen of the jungle.
The windows can't break out because they're not that tough. I can't even break a
Y el papá ya no está. Se fue con el papá de Diego. Con la cola blanca.